It's iPhone season, and normally I don't care too much, but this year it's a big shift for Apple, and not only Apple, this affects a lot of different companies. This is the iPhone 15 Pro. Let's jump into this unboxing. I have the iPhone 15 Pro in blue titanium. Last year, I was rocking the purple. I really like this purple. This year, I don't feel like Apple had that many cool colors, but I feel like the blue titanium probably looked decent. I hope it looked much better in person. Haven't really seen the phone yet. Anyway, this year, if you didn't know already, Apple finally went with the USB-C charger on the iPhones. Not just charger, USB-C port. Let's make that very clear. They went with the USB-C port, out with the Lightning. That's gonna shake up a lot of things, especially with all these accessories. Everybody been using that Lightning for so long. And it was like, this is probably the biggest shift since they went away from that 13-pin, that ugly thick charger to Lightning. And now this is another huge shift. But this shift changes a lot for a lot of people, but it also simplifies the world. Everybody is on USB-C. Even Apple other products is on USB-C, and they was just holding on for dear life to keep Lightning on the iPhone. But it's all over now. The regular iPhone, the iPhone Pro, the iPhone Pro Max, everybody is on USB-C. So it's good for the whole entire world. I talked a lot. Wait, one more thing though. Picking up this phone, don't do it. You pre-order an iPhone, have it shipped to you. I don't know how it's been every other year, but this is the first year I actually went into the Apple store to pick up an iPhone, and those lines were ridiculous. It was so long that I just did not pick it up on release day. I came back the next day and the line was still long. And I don't know if it's because of the USB-C that brought back the life to Apple, but that line was crazy this year. And if it's always been like this, just let me know in the comments, because I feel like the Apple hype kind of died down some from the early days of iPhone releases when the lines was wrapped around blocks. But I noticed firsthand this year, and it was not fun. But anyway, I be rambling a lot. That's when I just be winging unboxing. Let's jump into this iPhone unboxing and check it out for real. Pop the tags, pop the tags, pop the tags. Throw that to the side. Another one. I ain't gonna lie, that little peel sounds sweet. Open this thing up. Ooh. Oh, okay. I had a blue iPhone before, probably like the iPhone 13, I think was blue. And this kind of looks similar. It looks nice. And no fingerprints. That is a big one. Look at this one. Actually, this one didn't put that many fingerprints. This looks really similar. So I feel like I just be repeating myself, because I just unboxed the Fold 5 and it was so much alike, and this is the same thing. But there is one change. No more mute switch. Now we have, what do you want to call this? The action button, which pretty much, instead of just having a switch to go from mute to ring, now you can press this button to go from mute to ring, and you could do a couple other things, like it's using it for focus, you can use it for the camera, you can use it for the flashlight, you can use it for video, voice memos, to translate, magnifiers, shortcuts, accessibility. So you could do quite a few things with this new action button. I wish they would have just opened it up to do whatever the hell you wanted to do with it. But maybe that'll come at some point. But I just feel like they should have just opened it up from the beginning for let apps use it however they wanted to use it. But you know, Apple, man, they trickle out features. They gotta save something so you can have something to release next year. They can't just throw it all at you at one time. Not that it's not ready. These features are ready, and it's more than capable of doing it. But Apple, they gotta give you something to sell next year. Anyway, I'll be rambling. Let's finish opening up this box. Wait a minute, how this turned on already? I did not press the button, and it's just showing off all my little information. I have to edit that out. Anyway, this is an iPhone. And you can still see that we still have that little peel. I don't even know what they even call it no more. The island, and it's asking me to set up my iPhone. I do not want to set it up yet. because I won't be able to activate it yet. But you still see that little, what they call this thing, an island? Dynamic island. Dynamic. I'm gonna come out with these little catchy names, the dynamic island. But let's keep looking around. The titanium, it feels the same. Actually, the phone, it actually do feel quite a bit lighter. It's actually 19 grams lighter, and I can feel it. It also comes with the new A17 processor, which the regular iPhone still comes with the A16 processor, which makes no sense. It has 8 gigs of RAM. I think iPhone 14 Pro had 6 gigs of RAM. It's same 200 nit display, peak display brightness. I think it consistently runs at about 1000 nits. Still has the 120 hertz display. Can't just breeze over that because it took a long time for them to get to this point, and the regular iPhones are still at 120 hertz. It has thinner bezels, which as you can see, they don't look that thin. But let's compare it to this one, and we can see it's a tad bit thinner, but these bezels are still pretty thick. I mean, I wouldn't call them thick, but it's still very noticeable. What else is new on this? Oh, we didn't even take a look at the main talking point. USB-C. USB-C. Lightning port, USB-C. It's a little bit thicker, but man, it's gonna simplify life so much. I have USB-C chargers everywhere throughout my house, and I always gotta keep an eye out for just one lightning cable because of this silly iPhone. We have the cameras. It was pretty much the same cameras, other than the Max came with a 5X camera. I think this one still has the 3X camera. iPhone cameras are good. Video on here is good. There's no arguing about that. They don't need to change that much because the cameras was already good, but it's a few little updates. You can do ProRes recording 4K 60 now on recording to external recorder. It has log. Log is big. I feel like a lot of people use their iPhones to make videos, which is not a bad idea because it puts out pretty good quality videos. So adding log, it kind of like take it to the next level with the videos, because you can just push the colors your own way, give your own little stylistic views of what you actually want your stuff to look like. Even though I don't think the casual iPhone user will do that, even if they use it to make videos, because the point about using the iPhone to record videos is you can shoot it and just put it out. You don't have to do all that editing and color correction, all that. But for people who do, I think this is still gonna be a great little camera to use for making content. But yeah, let me set this up and actually run through. I know we have iOS 17 now, and I haven't been using iPhone for a long time because of the silly removal of the SIM card. See, they started with the iPhone 14 Pro, and now whatever reason in the US, they decide to remove the SIM card tray. And I don't know about y'all, but if you're with T-Mobile, it is a lot of freaking work to add a eSIM to any phone. It's not just iPhone. I think if you're moving from an iPhone to iPhone, the eSIM transfer, I think works fairly well, but T-Mobile completely makes it so hard. And I don't know if it's just T-Mobile or it's just overall the different ways to do it from Android to iPhone. But if you change phones a lot, yo, eSIM is not the beat, man. eSIM is not the baby. And that's really literally the only reason why I haven't been using my iPhone, because I actually like using the iPhone 14 Pro just for a certain amount of time. It gets boring after a while. Continuing with this unboxing, because I know y'all like to hear me ramble about a lot of things, but I'm gonna continue with this unboxing. We have a new cable, a braided cable actually, and it feels nice. USB-C to USB-C. I normally keep these iPhone cables in the box because I only need one, and I just keep that one around. But this one I might use because it's nice. It feels good, and it's USB-C to USB-C. Even though we went from Lightning to USB-C, it's still charging at a weak 20 watts. They really need to bump that up. A lot of people need to bump up their charging speeds, but Apple for certain needs to bump up their charging speeds. 20 watts is just not gonna cut it. But the data transfer speeds did go up a lot now that it's using USB 3.1 specs, which is pushing out about 10 gigs a second, which is really fast, but it's not using USB 3.2. A lot of phones are not using 3.2, but a lot of y'all probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But for the few geeks out there that's watching, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, what else we got in this box? Oh, we still got the stickers. One day they're gonna actually make this color coordinated with the actual phone. We got books. We got this trash about these eSIMs. I know Apple don't revert a lot of changes, but I hope they stop with this eSIM stuff. Every other country got a regular SIM. The US, they want to mess with us with this eSIM. Anything else? Nothing else in this box. So what I'm gonna do is add all my stuff to it. I'm not gonna be able to activate the phone right now because I gotta go up to T-Mobile because I can't just do it myself. I gotta go up there. I tried it on the phone, I tried through the chat. Transferring SIMs, whether it's physical SIMs or eSIM, it is a pain with T-Mobile. And one day I'm gonna change company to see. Just matter of fact, y'all let me know. Is it easier to change eSIMs and SIMs and any other company? And if it is, I might have to try them out because T-Mobile make it way too hard. And that's why I really was glad that I had SIMs a long time ago. All right, I'm rambling. Let me set the phone up and I'll be right back. Cool. All right, I'm back. And you would not believe what already happened. While updating the phone and installing all my apps and everything, setting everything up, I noticed it was getting warm, and so let me plug it in to charge while, setting everything up. I grabbed the lightning cable that I already have on my desk and tried to plug it in and was so confused on why it did not want to go in. And it hit me like, oh crap, USB-C. So already it's gonna be an adjustment, but it's a good adjustment. But it was so funny that like literally the first thing I did was try to plug a lightning cable into this. Anyway, early thoughts. The build quality it's very minor changes, but the curves that they added to the body, they actually make it feel better in the hand. Like the iPhone 14 Pro, they're much more sharp edges to it, and the 15 Pro it's a subtle curve, but it actually makes it feel better. This iPhone 14 Pro feels like higher quality because I guess the titanium, it just feels like a softer, warmer touch. It just feels real plasticky, and that's probably because of the coating that's over the titanium. And the iPhone just feels it's heavier, because this feels a little toyish now after like holding it for a while. Feels a little toyish, and this one feels like heavier, more. It just feels like a much better build quality just holding it. I don't use cases too much, but I do use cases. So I mean, probably once you put a case on it, it might not make any difference. This just feels like solid. This feels like $1,000, even though $1,000 is still too much for any phone. But if I'm spending $1,000, it feels like it. This more so feels like real, just plasticky. And I don't know, because of the coating they put over the titanium and the lighter feel of it just makes it feel a little more fragile, a little less, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the same high quality as the 14 Pro feels. So that's just one thing I noticed. I did take a few pictures with the camera, and the camera quality is pretty good. I did the front facing cameras, I did the back cameras. One of the changes from the 14 Pro and the 15 Pro is the default megapixels for the camera is 24 megapixels. The max is 48, which you can do the high quality mode and switch it to 48, but it comes out to, it like samples it down to 24 megapixels. Most phones, they always sample it down to like 12 megapixels. This iPhone did 12 megapixels. the Fold, the S23 Ultra, like the default is always goes down to 12 megapixels, but iPhone decided to do 24 megapixels. And so far the pictures looks good, like really good. I didn't do any real comparisons or do all that stuff right now. This is just initial impressions. I didn't do any side by side, and I'm not really too crazy about all that camera comparison stuff on my light cameras. I think every phone coming out now takes great pictures, but I've been using my Fold 5 and pictures are okay, but iPhones is just next level. The only thing that to me that compares for real is S23 Ultra and the Pixels. I mean, anything else is just a tier below that, but this is top tier. So, but the pictures really did like stand out. The quality, the portrait mode, like the way it was able to capture the background and the foreground. The pictures look good. That's all you need to know. I didn't record any videos or anything like that, but the pictures look good. Other than that, I mean, it's an iPhone. There's a lot of new changes in iOS 17, which I did not get a chance to play around with much because, like I said, I haven't really been using my iPhone 14. So now I'm switching back to iPhone. I get a chance to play around with the new iPhone features. I mean, you do have stuff like the new voicemail, you got the new sticker stuff. It's got a little bit of changes here and there with the iOS 17. It's not like I said, it's not specific to the 15 Pro, but it's changes I haven't used yet, and I'm gonna try them all now. All these new stuff now. So everything is pretty much new for me now. I got a new iPhone, got a new iOS 17. I'm gonna try all that stuff out and come back with a review. I ain't gonna lie and be like, man, the review gonna come in a week, cause it probably ain't. I still gotta do the review of the Fold 5, and I get to it when I get to it. But y'all probably already know that by now if you subscribe to my channel. I get the stuff when I get to them. I ain't no race to try to beat everybody out, the release of review or video. I'm gonna get my opinions out whenever I'm ready. Anyway, for all of you that stick to this long unboxing, appreciate y'all. Go ahead and you feeling real good, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one because I'm done. It's time to go to T-Mobile and try to actually connect this phone. Fun times. I'm gone. All right.